Welcome back, everybody, to the Las Vegas Raiders franchise. Final week of the season. We have pretty much everything clinched up. Division, home field, so we are good to go here in the final week of the season. We'll get into this game against Seattle. We're just probably going to play the moments, not going to really do a full game, really quick through it. We're probably going to rest our guys. I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. But you can see 15-1. Even if we lost this game and the Ravens would win the final week, we have the tiebreaker against them. So we have home field clinched. The thing is, the rest of the AFC is going to be very interesting. Ravens have clinched that division, and so have the Dolphins. Now, the Bengals at 11-5, they lost that last game, but they've already clinched a wild card spot. You still have the Titans and Texans, which will play for the division this week, and then you got the Jets, Bills, Chiefs back there, and the Chargers trying to get into the playoffs. It's kind of crazy to think that the Kansas City Chiefs will not be in. Titans and Texans, I would say there's no guarantee that you get in if you lose, so they play each other, win, and you're definitely in. You have a division title, no doubt about it, and a home game in the wild card round. So that'll be interesting to see who's going to come out there on the Texans and Titans. You got the Jets and Bills right now at 10-6, looking for those final two wild card spots. So the Bengals already clinched one, and the Chiefs and Chargers needing major help. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets in, who's going to be out of the AFC playoffs. And obviously, we don't have to worry about anything. In the NFC, the Lions clinch that division at 9-7, so they are good. Falcons right now at 10-6. Now, they don't have the division clinched yet. You have Carolina right behind them, so they have clinched a playoff spot, but not the division. You got the Giants right there at 8-8. Eagles have clinched that division, and the Niners and Seahawks are battling for that division. See, the Niners lost 4 in a row. Seattle has lost that last one, and they're playing us this week. So for Seattle, you got to win this game. You can see a bunch of playoff spots up for grabs right here in the NFC. Cowboys probably going to miss out this year, which doesn't happen too often. Usually Dallas is a very OP team, I would say, when it comes to these franchises. But this is what we got right now. So it would be Buffalo going to Baltimore, which could have been the AFC Championship game this year in reality, but Kansas City beat them, and tough way to lose with a field goal kicker. As a Ravens fan, I've experienced that before in an AFC Championship game. You got the Jets, Dolphins, Bengals going to Tennessee. So we'll see if it stays the same. We'll see who's in or out. But what we're going to do, we're going to actually play Malik Willis. I was thinking about playing Will Levis the entire game, but you know what? I think Levis, I don't know. He could be gone after this year. We just picked him up as a free agent, so he's going to be a free agent next year. I'm not sure if we're going to hang on to him. So I want to see more of Malik Willis. I mean, I don't know about how much more we're going to really see of him, because we're just going to play the moments, so we're not going to get a full game with him. But as long as we get some offensive possessions and we really see what he can do, that might be another position we still have to address in the offseason. You know, a backup quarterback situation, because I think Will Levis, I would like to bring him back. I really would, but I think he's just going to demand too much money, and I think he's going to look for a starting spot somewhere else in the league, which, hey, that's perfectly fine. I think he deserves a shot. I think really Tennessee didn't do anything for him, and goes to Denver and he gets a decent shot, but then they kind of just take it away from him. I don't think Denver knows what they're really doing actually at the quarterback spot. Daniel Jones this year, but maybe he'll get a shot somewhere else, and that's what he can do. So we still need to think about backup quarterback for sure, and I want to see what Willis can do if he's going to be that guy. Saw some promise in the preseason, but then you see some throws where you just go, I don't know if that's what we want to have if Max Sampson goes down. That is for sure. But here we go. We'll get into this game. Final week of the season. We're also after this game. I could have pretty much went right into the playoffs, I was thinking, but I think what we're going to do is obviously go through the ending season stats, no doubt about it, see the matchups in the wild card, sim the wild card round, and by the time we're out of here, we'll know who we're facing in the divisional round, and the next one, probably not tomorrow, but I'm thinking the day after, we'll have the divisional game, and then hopefully, maybe right after that, I'm hoping, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how things go. But we're hoping an AFC Championship right after that video. So here's hoping. Hope it's not the offseason and it's just an absolute disappointment. 3rd and goal for the Seahawks team, and we get the stuff. Let's see if they go for it here on 4th and goal here. Second quarter, tied at 3 apiece, and they're just going to kick the field goal and take the lead here 6-3. So nothing but field goals here early on as we are, like I said, just playing the moments. Some moments maybe we'll skip. So 9-3, so they add another field goal. And now we're going to have to hold him here in this third quarter. A big 3rd down and 4 for Seattle. Back to throw, looking down the field. Hunter Henry's got it, catch, and a first down to the 17-yard line. So this Seattle team, I think, has tons of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, you still got Metcalf, Smith and Jigba coming through, and that's going to be Ebicon coming in for the sack. I mean, Smith and Jigba's having a great season. You got Walker back there, fantastic running back. Young quarterback trying to develop. So this is a very talented team defensively. They've drafted unbelievable. They're on the rise. Next year, I would say, it's just like Arizona. I was just saying, I think next year is the year where these teams really just take off. 4th down and inches, they're going for it. And that's not going to work out at all. Luke Burke gets in there for the sack. Give credit to our defense. Looking pretty good in the red zone area. This time they get nothing. Still a 9-3 game, so we haven't allowed a touchdown yet. But we got to get a touchdown. So hopefully our offense can get something going here. And it looks like there's another here we go, red zone opportunity for us. A chance to add some points. 3rd and 3. Malik Willis rolling back, firing, and there's a bad throw. Had Joseph Good open. Could have had a touchdown. It's going to fall incomplete. Now here with 7 minutes left. 4th and 3. Let's go for it. Willis looking, fires, caught. Jenkins out of the backfield, and that's going to be a first down to the 4-yard line. Now, obviously, not every starter not playing in this game, but key guys definitely out. Jenkins still in there. 1st and goal now from the 4. We're going to pitch it out to him, and oh, man, what a tackle attempt. That was unbelievable, but Cormonte Monk is the one that comes up with the tackle. Man, that was crazy. 3rd and goal. Willis looking, can't find anybody. He's going to take it himself, and Willis hits the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds beforehand. Cannot get in. It's going to bring up a 4th and goal from the 1. Derrick Henry's in the game. Hand the ball to Henry, and it's just going to be enough. Over the goal line, touchdown, and we're going to take the lead pending the extra point in this game. Man, Seattle, I tell you what, they need this game. We really don't. We got a lot of backups in the game, and right now, Seattle, they got to be kicking themselves. They're trying to get this win, and now they're going to have to hold us here with 2:40 left. Willis going to keep it himself, but he can't come away with it. Devin Bush with the stop. It's going to bring it right down to the 2-minute warning. And now the play clock and the game clock were right about the same. Thought for sure it would just go to the 2-minute, but they're going to give us a delay of game penalty, and then the 2-minute counts. How is that even possible? I don't know. So now it's a 2nd and 18, so we're in a little bit of trouble here. Willis fires, has an open man, but that is well off, incomplete. And now a 3rd and 18. You just want to make him at least use a timeout here. So we're going to throw. He has an open man, Joseph Good, but he misses him. Man. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot from Malik Willis in this game, I'll tell you what. I mean, a lot of missed throws. But now it's up to the defense. Seattle gets a field goal. They take the lead. And that's all they've had this entire game, but it's all they really needed here to get the win. 2nd and 4 after the completion. Minute 25 left. Back to throw. Looking. Can't find anybody. Scrambling. He's just going to throw this one away. So 3rd down and 4. Obviously 2 more downs to get this first down. Still have all 3 other timeouts. Brian to throw. Looking. And he's going to run out of time. That's going to be a sack. So 4th and 14. They did use a timeout. Throwing it up. Incomplete. Defense gets the stop. Still need a first down, though. Still need a first down, and this ball game is all but over. So we're going to give this one to Derrick Henry, let him do his work, and get a victory here. Henry up the middle, and he's got the first down easily. Probably could have scored a touchdown, but you know what? Just get down, run the rest of the clock out, because that would have only put it even at an extra point, an 8-point game. They still would have had a chance. Get down, make the veteran move, run out the clock, and we're going to win this game 10-9 here in Week 18. Seahawks can't get a touchdown. They had their opportunities in the red zone near the goal line area, and our defense, give credit to them, made stops. So Seattle loses this game. We'll see if that is it for them in the playoffs. That could be absolutely huge, but tell you what, in the NFC, it's a little bit more open than the AFC right now, but you can see Malik Willis, not the greatest day, throws off. We had a chance to get 1,000 yards for Amari Cooper, but only 7 yards. That's not going to get it done. Luke Burke with a great day, 12 total tackles, 12 solo tackles, and you can see the sacks there. Defense, outstanding. Great job. Don't allow even a touchdown when you got a lot of backups playing. So that was a great job. So let's take a look at the final standings here. 15-2 Ravens, Bengals at 11-6 with the Steelers and Browns getting top picks. Man, Steelers lost 10 straight. Titans end up beating the Texans, so they win that division outright at 11-6, and the Texans not in the playoffs. You got 3 out of the AFC East, Bills, Jets, and Dolphins. So that means that the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, are out. They have not made the playoffs. That is huge news. Wow. Mahomes is out. We saw the Lions clinch that division. Let's go to the NFC South. Falcons end up getting that. Panthers at 10-7. And the Bucks, who were outside looking in, get the victory and are in the playoffs. And the team that dropped out was the New York Giants. The Giants are out. Seahawks, even with the loss, get in. So there's your move. Giants out, Bucks in, Seahawks get it, 49ers clinch, and here is your bracket. Still the same in the AFC, but it changes now in the NFC with the Seahawks as the 7th seed. So, obviously, we'll sim through this wild card round. We'll do the stats first, then sim through. We'll get, obviously, the lowest seed possible. So, say Buffalo beats Baltimore, we'll take on them, or the Jets take on, any of those seeds. If everybody kind of chalk, we'll get the 4 seed there. But let's take a look at final stats of the season. 41 touchdowns for Max Sampson. Obviously, a career high. 4,221 yards passing, completion percentage up. The interceptions, obviously, saw more than I wanted to see, but he really slowed that down second half of the season and just putting up outstanding numbers. A fantastic season for Sampson. Obviously, also adding 6 touchdowns on the ground. But 2 1,000-yard rushers. Jalen Jenkins, the rookie, unbelievable season. 13 touchdowns on the ground. A little over 1,500 yards. That's definitely a rookie record there for this Raiders team. But Henry over 1,000. He had double-digit touchdowns. I mean, the running game has been fantastic. This whole offense has just been unbelievable. It really has. But great season from Jalen Jenkins. Definitely, I would say more than likely winning Rookie of the Year. Jalen Waddle, even with missing 4 games, 69 catches, over 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Obviously, that huge game against San Francisco helped them get those yardage up, 18.5 per catch. You can see Amari Cooper, we missed 1,000 yards by 51 yards, just short there. Joseph Good, 7 touchdowns on the season. Obviously, he had a bit of an injury-prone season. Same with Michael Mayer, but still ended up with his best career high, 7 touchdowns. So definitely still a force out there. And Trey Tucker filled in perfectly. 5 touchdowns this season. I thought he did really well. Just not sure if we're going to bring him back, but at least he showed that he can maybe be a number 2 or 3 guy. So if he moves on this year of free agency, good luck to Trey Tucker. That is a good possibility of happening this offseason, depending what he wants salary-wise. Amari Burney's going to lead us in tackles with 129 total. Trayvon Merrick almost got 100 total tackles. So Burke, 49. There's Nakobe Dean with 32. You got 32 tackles for loss for Max Crosby. Burney there with 26. Parsons filled in. No more Jonathan Allen this year, and we were really relying on Parsons and Lloyd Sweat. And I'll tell you what, they played outstanding, terrific football. Crosby gets over the 20-sack mark again, 2 years in a row, 20.5 sacks. But Owe and Uche get over 10 as well. So fantastic season. Defensively, once again, I think maybe the defense last year was a little bit better, but I would have to say this defense is just solid. And then Carlson just doesn't miss. He's not Andres Carlson, his brother, who unfortunately missed in the divisional game for Green Bay. Man, kickers, man. It's so tough. It's so tough when you play a game like this and it comes down to one guy kicking a 40, 45-yard field goal to either extend your lead, give you the lead, tie it up, and it just doesn't happen, and it's so heartbreaking. It's awful. That's why, hey, man, I mean, you need 3 points. You need a really good kicker, but just do your best to score touchdowns because you don't want to let it come down to a kicker, especially. Sometimes I don't care who you have out there. Unless it's like a 24-yard field goal or something like a chippy field goal. When it comes down to those 45-yard field goals to tie it up, oh, geez, it's just the pressure is definitely there. Bijan Robinson, though, is going to lead the league in rushing. I think he won it last year, too, so back-to-back rushing champ. He's going to lead in touchdowns as well. Look at Garrison Coates with 15, Pacheco with 15. Pollard up there with 14. I want to see when we'll start to see more younger running backs. I'm using the Mr. Kane XP sliders, so I'm really interested to see if we're going to get to maybe next year where guys start to drop down. We're not going to see the same names over and over. Now, obviously, some of these running backs are still very young. We're seeing Percy Holcomb up there. I want to see, let's go through. Let's see some of these rookies, this rookie class. Obviously, Jenkins is going to lead. Where were the rest of the rookies? We just passed. There's Enrique Watford. We saw he's an X factor. He misses 1,000 yards by 6 yards. Had 8 touchdowns. 3.9 a carry. Maybe not the greatest. I still think the rushing averages in this game are not very good. There's Deion Lewis. 914, 3.7 a carry. 6 touchdowns for Deion Lewis. Obviously the main running back for Tampa Bay. Now in the playoffs. Let's see. Anybody else down here? There's Lamar. Anybody else very young? DeMarcus Bryant, the rookie. So he only had 519 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3.7 a carry. So nobody really stood out, obviously. And I think in Arizona, they gave the ball more to Dobbins. So there's Allen Royal for Atlanta. And obviously, Allen Royal's not going to get much time with Bijan Robinson being the league in rusher. So I don't know. We'll see how the running back and how guys kind of just fall off the cliff a little bit. And new running backs step up. I'm interested to really see how it is where we don't really see the same names up at the top of the leaderboard. As with receivers, kind of seeing the same every year. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice is having an unbelievable season. And Kelsey, we will check the career numbers here because Kelsey has got to be up there. I mean, that's another season over 100 catches, 1,000-plus yards. He's got to be up there in career stats. There's no doubt about that. But Rashee Rice, 19 touchdowns. Ayuko at 18. Those are like massive seasons. Smith and Jigba had a great season. Devin White leading in tackles with 155. Aluakon right there. He is a tackle machine. I am seeing some defenders like Gunter up there. We saw Cormonte Monk, the guy from the Seattle last year, near the league. So that is cool. It's always... it's one thing seeing the guys, like I said, but it's always great to see those rookies in year 2, 3, really start to be prime players in these franchises. So that's what you want to see more often than not, And hopefully maybe next year we see a little bit more of that. Tre'Davious White's going to lead the league in picks with 7. Fred Warner there with 6. A bunch of guys there with 4 interceptions. So there is your stats for the season. And let's take a look. Let's look at the career record. So there is Kelsey. He is number 4 all-time in career catches. Right behind another great Chiefs tight end, Tony Gonzalez. Witten right there, but he is number 4. Nobody's ever going to catch Jerry Rice. He's number 4 in yards. Good luck with that yardage with Jerry Rice. Good luck. It's just not going to happen. You don't know how ridiculous that record is. 121 touchdowns for Kelsey. He's tied actually with Larry Fitzgerald, 7 behind Marvin Harrison. But 197 touchdowns. Are you kidding me right now? As for sacks, so Bruce Smith right there, 200 obviously. Von Miller, though, has 175, and then you got Aaron Donald at 160. So they're there. They're close. I was going to see maybe pass yards for Mahomes, but he's not even here yet. Maybe it's just too young, obviously. Passing touchdowns, he's there, though, with 375. Will he catch the topper like Brady, Breeze? I don't know if he'll catch up there. There's Derrick Henry. He's on the leaderboard for the most rushing yards in history. Another record I'm not sure if will ever be broken the way running has become. I don't think anybody's ever going to catch Emmitt Smith. I just don't think so. I just couldn't see it. It's just consistently, like there's Derrick Henry with 120. You know, running backs, I feel like you have maybe a good year or two, but that's it. And I don't think that's ever going to be broken. But here we go. Divisional playoff. We simmed through the week. We are taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's take a look at the wild card weekend. First game, Ravens, Bills, and the Ravens just beat them down. 42-7. Lamar with a couple of touchdowns. Allen throws a pick, 3 sacks. Keon Frazier, 89 on the ground. Lamar added another rushing touchdown. And then they leave Brown there, another running back, adds 2 touchdowns for the Ravens. Man, beat down the Bills. You know, it's tough for Bills fans out there. It really is. I saw something where it was like, you know, Tom Brady dominates you for, you know, multiple, like almost 2 decades. And finally Brady goes away from the division, goes to Tampa Bay, you know, finally retires. You're like, this is our division, and now you run into Patrick Mahomes. It's like, oh, it's just you can't catch a break. And then the way, you know, the way the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is, I mean, the AFC is ridiculous. It's just Burrow being back next year. You got CJ Stroud coming on. You got Tua in the Dolphins. It's just ridiculous the way the AFC is. So, man, it's just a crapshoot every year. Speaking of AFC, there is Miami. They end up beating the Jets 14 in the fourth quarter. CJ Stroud now on the Dolphins. 3 touchdowns, 299 yards. Barkley had a really good game, but it's not going to be enough as the Dolphins are going to move on. Titus Ware, 4 catches for 125, 3 touchdowns. Heck of a game there. This is the only team that beat us the entire season, is Miami. In Miami. That was probably the worst game of the season for Max Sampson. They're the only team that has beaten us. Look at this game, though. Tampa Bay goes into San Francisco. They sneak into the playoffs, and they get the job done. Jordan Love gets the victory in San Francisco as a Buck quarterback. Lewis was 65, the rookie, with a touchdown. They shut down McCaffrey. Max Chapman, not bad game. But, man, Tampa Bay is moving on. That's a surprise. Cincinnati's going to beat the Tennessee Titans in overtime, 34-28. Burrow with 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields, a solid game, throws a pick, though. So A.J. Burke, their young running back, 4.3 carry with a touchdown. Higgins, Chase. Yeah, this is going to be a heck of a match. We're going to take a look at the Bengals roster here in a minute. So this is who will be taking on Cincinnati. They're great offensively. And Carolina, 21 points in the fourth quarter, and they beat the Lions 24-9. Bryce Young with a touchdown. Not really seeing a lot of passing yards in these playoff games, that's for sure. Mixon at 8 carries for 90 yards. Caleb Webster with 74 yards on the ground. Man, Jahmyr Gibbs is getting nothing. They're playing Bonner, so Jahmyr Gibbs just kind of getting wasted away there in Detroit in this one. But, man, so there you go. The Panthers end up beating Detroit. Bucks beating San Francisco. So you got some upsets. So the matchups. So we will be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Seahawks, Seattle are going to Philadelphia. You got the Miami Dolphins going to Baltimore. And you got the Tampa Bay Bucks going to Carolina to play them for the 3rd time this season. So either that Panthers or Bucks team are going to the NFC Championship game. We're going to have to get through Cincinnati. And Joe Burrow, look at the season he had. 43 touchdowns, 3 picks, 74 completion percentage. Now, the running game is where they're weak. Joe Mixon, as he saw, he is now in Carolina. So they didn't even have a 700-yard runner this year. So between Mincy and Burke, they did get over 1,000 yards. But still, I mean, averages really aren't there. But they're not building the run. They're building the pass because they have three 1,000-yard receivers. Chase over 1,400 yards. Higgins and Boyd just barely over 1,000. With Chase and Higgins over double-digit touchdowns. You have Boyd with 8, Cade Otton with 6. I mean, their receiving core is intact still. They've kept all their guys. it's unbelievable. So you know what they're going to want to do. Chuck the ball with Burrow. They're just going to have to protect him, and hopefully we can get to him. Miles Murphy leads them in sacks with 13. They got Javon Hargrave. So I think defensively, I think we can do some stuff. I obviously want to get the running game going, play action off that. I'm not sure if they're going to have anybody that can cover Jalen Waddle. Good luck to that. It's just, this could be more of a game where, I would say more of an offensive game. Cincinnati, that receiving core is going to be tough to stop. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will have the divisional playoff game here in not tomorrow, but probably the day after. And hopefully we can take down the Bengals. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.